Hey, Dave Dynasty here for the Tommy Wildfire Rich School of Wrestling in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, I've spent years in the wrestling business, from wrestler to promoter, and now as the host of the Dave Dynasty Show. To be successful in the wrestling business, solid training from experienced instructors is mandatory if you're going to make it today. And that's what you'll get at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling. Not only instruction from former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tommy Wildfire Ridge, but many other big-name wrestlers, managers, and referees. And it gets better. Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling will provide in-ring training and personal character training with all practices recorded on high-definition cameras. They have over 2 tons of weightlifting equipment and tanning beds located in an indoor sports facility that will host monthly wrestling events, bringing in names big enough to ensure that you, as a beginning student, will get seen. This school has it all. For anyone interested in the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling, call 336-862-5528 today. Once again, that is 336-862-5528. Ask for Chris, and you will immediately be on your way to your career in the wrestling business. Once again, call Chris at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling at 336-862-5528.
The talking, nagging, lucha watching, puro viewing, indie supporting, drinking, cursing son of a gun of a podcast. Join former pro wrestler and promoter Dave Dynasty and co-host Ike Isaacs as they talk wrestling and interview those within the business, bringing positivity back to pro wrestling. This is the Dave Dynasty Show.
And welcome to the Dave Dynasty Show. This is your host, Dave Dynasty. Thank you for joining us. Whether it's your first time, your second time, or whether you're a reoccurring friend, we thank you for being here. And whichever way you do join us, whether it be iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, or through any of the other podcast platforms, please make sure you subscribe to us, like, follow, share, rate, review, comment, do all those things. It just takes a few minutes. It helps us out tremendously. We greatly appreciate it. Please, thank you for supporting us and supporting the podcast, supporting independent pro wrestling in the Midwest. Well, let's see what's going on this week. This past week, let's hit we're gonna talk a little bit about IWA Mid-South today, quite a bit, because last week crowned some new champions. Zodiac and the Dave Dynasty Show's own Mance Warner won the tag team titles. So hats off to those fellas. And then one of the best guys in the Midwest, former guest, the baddest man alive, Aaron Williams, became the new IWA champion. Very much deserved. Aaron Williams has always been an underappreciated talent. He'll get a little attention now, and he deserves every bit of it. And then, what else happened? I don't know. I think that's about it, right? That's the big things that caught my eye here in the Midwest. We do have a good show for you today. We have an up-and-coming young star, second-generation wrestler, the Midwest Mutt, Shawn Kemp. We have an interview with him where he discusses all kinds of things in his youth and youthful career. And so, before we go on and get to that, let's talk about some upcoming shows. Every Friday night in Indianapolis, Indiana, you can see WCWO. Every Wednesday night in Dayton, Ohio, you can see Rockstar Pro. And then every Wednesday in Louisville, Kentucky, you can see Ohio Valley Wrestling. And then as we talked about, again, IW Mid-South, this is a big week for them. This Thursday and Friday, September 14th and 15th. I believe that's the dates. 14th and 15th. This Thursday and Friday in Memphis, Indiana. IW Mid-South will present their biggest show of the year, and probably the biggest event in the Midwest in the year. I mean, this is a great show. It is the Ted Petty Invitational Tournament. You do not want to miss this. A great lineup of stars. Always exciting. Always great matches. Highly recommended. 2 nights this year, so just even more action for you. So make sure you go down and check that out. If you've never made the trek, this is the time to do it. So we are going to take a break. And when we come back, we will have that interview with the Midwest Mutt, Shawn Kemp. So stick around.
Visit our friends at the Masked Republic. Go to luchaloot.com and luchashop.com and use the promo code DYNASTY for exclusive discounts.
Welcome back to the Dave Dynasty Show. I am your co-host, Ike Isaacs, and today I am joined with yet again another amazing young talent, the Midwest Mutt, Shawn Kemp. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty wonderful. All right, Shawn. Well, we're just going to go ahead and dive right into this. So, as always, our very first question: where are you from?
One more time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say our first question: where are you from?
I'm from Indiana, born and raised. Haven't really been outside. I mean, now I have because of wrestling, but yeah, main local.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, hey, that's the true meaning of Midwest wrestling, though, is being born and raised where you're from, right? So,
yeah.
So tell us about your first memories as wrestling a fan. Were you a wrestling fan when you were younger? Did you watch wrestling as a kid?
Well, a lot of my memories come from watching my dad at OVW when he was training and doing shows for them. I remember, the first time I realized that professional wrestling was bigger than what it was, because I would watch my dad go get choked out on the ropes, and then we'd come back and they would talk over what they're going to do next or what was ever, and I was confused why this man that just got done choking them was over at our house. So I was just like, that's what I just clicked with wrestling, that there's this bigger entity of what's going on, and I just always been in love with it, just always doing wrestling moves to my father in the front yard. So I was 1, 2, 3, 4, didn't matter. And that's just, I was a fan first, but I was a huge mark for my dad and TVZ, and I was just drawn to it from birth.
Absolutely. So then, did you have any favorites as a kid? I know, like you said, you watched some wrestling as a kid. You name a couple names there, but if you had to pick one, did you have any favorites as a kid?
My favorites would probably be Shawn Michaels, The Rock, my dad, of course, and then I was always, like I said, it was a huge mark for Tom and Troy. No matter where I was at, if I was just walking around the house, I would throw punches like Tom does, and then I'd throw uppercut like Troy. I don't know, it didn't matter.
Well, it's good then. So then, like you said, you seem to have been pretty hooked from day one. Like, you were always kind of into wrestling. So we're just going to kind of jump into, when you started training. So when did you start training, and who trained you?
My dad trained me. He got a lot of, outside help, from Kid, Joey Owens, Drew Skills, Apollo, and, he was bringing in a lot of, guys like that to help me. I was also, doing some sessions with Jonathan. My dad was there, and we just started training. But, I remember I was, we were at a WCWO event, and Jonathan was there, and he walked up, and we started talking, and I remember I thought I only met him there, but apparently we've met way back and had an interaction when we were little at a different company, but we thought we only knew each other here. And he was like, hey, guess what? So many words about trying to get in the ring with me. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. We tried to convince my dad. A little after that, my dad's like, you're going to try to get it no matter what, so I might as well train you and show you the right way and not have you go somewhere where you're going to get hurt. And that's where it started.
Absolutely. And then how old were you when all that started?
12, 13, I believe.
Oh, wow. So then you've been training for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing then, because that means you definitely know what you're doing. So then how old were you when you made your first debut?
I I want to say maybe official, like, because at first me and Jonathan were working with one another because we were still young, so we would just get in the ring every now and then. I don't know if I would call that. I guess my first official debut might be 13, but I would probably say 16, 17 when I started working other workers and, like, going to other shows that are just, like, more than local.
Okay. So then if you had to choose your first match, what would that match be and what was that like?
I'm going to say my first match was with Jonathan, and it's funny because when we look back at it, we look at each other now, and it's like, man, how did we only know how to do, like, an arm drag and a suplex and a scoop body slam? And it's crazy that we went from that to, all right, hey, man, you want a tope kind of healer in there, or are we just going to do a Susita? We don't know.
So that's amazing, though. It's because it's also a good way to kind of see that progression from when you were younger to now. So then definitely, that's a very obvious progression. So to kind of go ahead and look at some of your career, though, something that I have here in my notes is that early in your career, you kind of did a mini version of your dad where you've teamed with him and wrestled him and done another everything with pretty much him as a wrestler. So what is it like having your dad be a part of your career? Because I'm sure it's pretty awesome to have someone who's also a wrestler be your dad.
Yeah, it's been amazing because not a lot of people can say that, hey, I won a tag titles with my dad, or I've gotten to do a storyline with my dad, or I've even gotten to be on his side that's not like, I guess, in that tag form, but in a storyline with him to help. And it's just being able to say that I was a part of his career is amazing because I love him more than anything. And I believe that maybe without him, I don't know if I would have found the love that I have for professional wrestling because he definitely helped boost it. And the fact that he's involved is just amazing. And I know that everything he's trying to do is help me, so it's crazy.
No, absolutely. And so definitely seems like he's been a very large influence on your career, but I think he's also been a very large help, I think, because, like you said, it's definitely helpful to have that kind of guiding light. But definitely, because something else I have here is that kind of a question for you. I know that because we've actually talked to Jonathan Wolf before, and we've talked to other people who have had parents in wrestling, and something we've always asked them is, do you think having a parent that is a wrestler is a good thing, or do you think that it sets high expectations for you and perhaps makes it harder to get into the business?
I say both because in my case with my dad, that he's very blunt when it comes to professional wrestling. Like if I came in and I messed up, if I'm not doing something right, he's not going to sugarcoat it. Because he puts in that situation, he's going to put professional wrestling trainer over dad because that's in the scenario that he needs to be in. He's been very blunt and make sure that I get the psychology. I get that there's a reason for this. I get that we need to set it up this way. And I do believe that there is high expectations when you walk in, because if you have somebody that's been rocking the circuit or doing something that made a name and they're known for putting on good matches and they happen to be your father, then you got to walk in there if I don't step up, then maybe I'm just going to get shut out. But in most cases, if you show a glimpse of showing up and try to be your own person, then you'll still work out, I think, in the long run. But there is expectations. But I believe it's a good thing because he's going to know what's best for you, and he's going to try to be there for you. And that's what my dad's been like.
Absolutely, absolutely. So then kind of working on here, also from what I can tell, you recently graduated, and we can assume that your schedule will broaden and grow now. So definitely you're very young, but you've also had several years of experience. So what's it like being younger but still having so much experience?
It's a little weird because we'll get like certain people will come in, and I'll be at like more of the like local shows. I'm at like a WCW or All Star or HCW sometimes, and I'll just be at these little like these shows, and maybe a green kid will walk up and they'll ask me, and I'm like reality check for a second, because I'm like, who am I? I'm still green. Like, hold up, I shouldn't be giving advice. And I start going into panic mode, but I realize that I do have some knowledge that I can pass on now, even though it's not a lot just yet. It's still something that they're asking of me, and I think it's cool because I also love like helping and training more, like as much as professional wrestling, like working and like doing the shows. And like it's crazy because I'd be helping my dad at one point, like trying to help like Calvin Tankman or his partner at the time, Matthew Galloway's, and he was trying to like help them get in the ring, and he asked me to tag along and help them, and I loved the feeling of like trying to pass on some knowledge, because I think differently than my dad, but then my dad's going to see it but tweak it a little bit, and that's where it's pretty cool from that.
Absolutely. And I think that's definitely an amazing thing, too, is because, you know, since you started so young and early in your life, you've got a very broad, vast future. So I can bet that we'll definitely be seeing you everywhere here pretty soon.
I'm hoping.
Right, absolutely. So then, obviously, wrestling is very, very hot right now. Like you know, especially being young, you're in a very good era of independent wrestling and wrestling in general. So since it's so amazing right now, in your opinion, what's the best and the worst thing about being part of wrestling?
I want to say the best thing is that right now I think professional wrestling is being like a very on a high right now. It's because you're starting to see that we can take every style and throw it into a match or one card, and it's crazy to think that that you can have all the talent that is out there on one card and not see. You'll see a lot of similar moves, but maybe the psychology is going to be different in every match, and it's cool to see that. There's a lot of what's the word? There's a lot of differences, and there's very unique characters and very unique ways that are coming out in professional wrestling that you're seeing that is making it very one of a kind, especially on the indies when you got like these guys coming up like Adam Cole or Trevor Lee, and they're doing stuff differently, and they're making an impact, which is really cool. And I think one of the, I guess, negatives, I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of one right now. I bet you as soon as we get done with this, my back nuts. There's the negative.
Well, you know, that's a good thing, though. I mean, a lot of people do sometimes struggle to find the negative. Obviously, you know, there's a negative aspect to everything, but it's good to know that, you know, as a wrestler, you see just a lot of good and not a lot of negative, so that's awesome, though. So, definitely, like you said, you know, we've been talking about, you know, you feel like you're green, but you have a lot of experience, though. You've appeared on some of the top Midwest promotions. So, right now, what would you say is the top highlight of your career?
It's going to seem sappy, but I'm going to say it. When me and my dad won tag titles, that was pretty cool, because I know that not many people can actually walk around and say that, hey, guess what? Me and my dad won tag titles. And it's a cool feeling. It seems sappy and very movie-like, but it's true.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're right. There are very few people that can say that that's happened, and you know that's definitely an accomplishment I think you should hold very highly. So you've traveled, obviously, with wrestling, like you'd mentioned before. You've kind of gotten out and you've traveled a lot. So obviously, you're part of like a group of people right now that you know are very hot, very amazing wrestling stars. So, who is the craziest travel companion you've had so far? I think I may have a guess, but
go ahead and guess.
I don't know if, because obviously I don't know if you're part of the whole group there, but I know I've heard a lot of crazy stories about Dale Patrick's.
Oh, there he is. Yes, it is. Dale Patrick's is freaking nuts, and I love him.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been traveling with a lot of the young dragons, Ace, Dale, Trip, and I gotten to do a lot of road trips with Dale, and he is just nuts. It's crazy. And, like, he has a very, very, like, hyper vibe. And on the road, you're going to need that, because if you're struggling to stay awake, you definitely need someone like Dale just start screaming in your ear just for no reason. But Dale is up there. His intensity is on a different level. It's crazy. I love him.
I hear so many, like, I think pretty much every person that's, like, younger that we've had on the show has said, yeah, Dale Patrick's is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was driving, and we were going down to Jeffersonville, and out of nowhere, I hear a lighter flicking. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I look over, and this kid's got a lighter. He's like, ee! He's slowly going up to the roof of my car. I was like, dude, stop it. I take my hands off the wheel to smack him. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
He's just trying to provide a little entertainment.
Yeah, right? I think his phone died. So he was like, I got a lighter. I was like, well, nuts. I got a charger, dude. We can work this out.
Jeez. Well, see, that's exactly the thing that I think we need to, like, maybe this is a business idea, but we need to make, like, a Dale Patrick story compilation sometime.
Oh, man, yes. Just follow Dale Patrick on the road. And just have him in the car. Just, what does he do?
Right. So
that would be the YouTube channel on.
Yeah, I think it would. But so obviously like you said, you've kind of traveled some of the best wrestlers of this today. You've been around some of the crazier people, aka Dale Patrick's. So let's talk a little bit about Shawn Kemp. So let's see. What's one thing that your fans don't know about you?
One thing. I would say if like people started to follow me as of recently, I will say that I've had way too many personas and monikers, and it's crazy. I remember doing the juniors, like we talked about earlier, with my dad, and that was the Future for a little bit, and then I kept king of the catchphrase, because I would always find something snarky to come up and try to figure out. And then I kind of just molded myself into the Midwest Mutt by just talking to people. Also, quick fun facts for people who don't know, my new favorite drink is Squirt, because that stuff is delicious. So, off topic one.
No, that's amazing, though. I do like Squirt, too. That's some good stuff. You can't really find it that much anymore, though.
Yeah, I was just at my local store walking, and I just see a six-pack. I was like, guess what I'm getting? Nuts! And I grabbed it. I got way too excited. It didn't last the day, and I felt very bad about myself.
That stuff is good, though. So anybody who's never had Squirt, you have an official recommendation from Shawn Kemp. Go try it.
Yeah, that was a plug, and hopefully I do get a sponsorship. I don't know if we can work something out. I mean, I will definitely come out with Squirt to the ring.
Just have some shorts that say Squirt on it.
Yeah, I'm like, we can do the Ricky Martel. We're going to make Roger spray him in the face with the Squirt. That's why.
Jeez. All right. So then, other than drinking more Squirt, what are your goals for the end of 2017 and then moving into 2018?
I think one of my main goals is to definitely I'm starting to find out who the Midwest Mutt is right now. And I think I'm hopefully by the end of 2017, I've gotten real close to being there, or I want to be there to figure out, like, all right, this is when I step in the ring as him, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. Right now, I'm really, I'm getting close and figuring it out. And I think once it does click, that hopefully that's going to lead to my second goal, which would be travel even more than what I am. Definitely become a name that people are like, yeah, I've heard of Shawn Kemp. He'll put on great matches for you, and you definitely should book him. And I'm hoping by the end of this year or next year that the second one does happen.
Oh, absolutely. So then, as well, kind of in terms of goals, do you have any promotions or places you want to work before the end of 2017 or in 2018?
I would definitely like to work another show at New South by the end of 2017 or 2018. New South is in Alabama. I would also love to hopefully try to get on at Nova Pro in Virginia. That would be amazing. Another big goal is just any company in like New York, New Jersey, because I've never been that far to the East Coast. So that would be pretty cool in my eyes.
Absolutely. And then as well, do you have any particular guys you'd like to work with this year or next? Do you have like the proverbial list of other guys you'd like to work?
I don't have like a written down list, but I do have like a few people that I would like to work. I want to work with Trip again because we had a good match, but I had minor bumps into the match, so I definitely want to try to go at it with him again and just to prove to myself that I can hang. Everyone that I joke around with a couple of my buddies, and I always go like, I want Pete Dunne, and that's a big one for me. I know that's kind of a long shot. If I got Pete Dunne, I would probably lose my mind.
Oh, I gotcha.
I know. I don't think that'd be a 2017 goal, but maybe 18 or 19. But if I got it in 2017, it'd be nuts. I'd be doing 9 cupcake on Elos just because I was that happy.
Well, Pete Dunne, he's pretty awesome though. He was the guy in the UK WWE UK Championship tournament. Is that right? If I'm thinking of the right person.
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure. I was like, I want to make sure I'm thinking of the right person. Don't want to embarrass myself. I'm supposed to be a wrestling coach. Awesome. No, yeah, that would actually be really awesome. I would book that match. So any bookers listening, try and get Pete Dunne and Shawn Kemp in the ring together.
Yeah.
And then video record Shawn's reaction.
Yeah, I would probably be freaking out. Like if I got the call, like, hey man, this Saturday or 3 months from now, you'd be working Pete Dunne. I would probably be screaming my head off and flipping chairs and have Dale's lighter try to light something on fire.
Right. Oh gosh. All right. So then, as we kind of wrap it up, so is there anywhere people can follow you online? Do you have social medias? The whole shebang, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I got an Instagram, which is the Midwest Mutt. That one's my Instagram's kind of a mixture of like both. You kind of see like I haven't posted anything lately, but that's kind of like more of like my travels as far as what's going on as far as on the road or what's going on in my regular life. I do. You can follow me on Facebook at Shawn Kemp. It's more of my shoot, but I do post stuff about where I'm going to be. And then my full professional is Twitter, the Midwest Mutt. I've been posting where I'm going to be at, where the upcoming shows you can see me. So those are social medias.
Perfect. So you heard it here, guys. You know where to go to follow him on social medias. You know where all that good stuff is. And then, like he said, drink squirt. It's awesome. And then, as always, support independent wrestling, because by supporting independent wrestling, you support the dreams of independent wrestlers, such as Shawn Kemp fighting Pete Dunne. All right.
I will come out with 9 squirts and we'll have a Stone Cold Steve Austin moment in the ring. Then again, he'll probably Triple H the squirt and give me the pedigree. So.
That's right. Alrighty. Well, I think that'll probably cover it today, Shawn. So I do really want to thank you for coming on here. It's been a legitimate honor and pleasure talking to you, getting to know you a little bit better.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Come crack open a cold one and let Old Manser tell you a story.
King of Big Dog Style, Lairton Light Beer, the King of the Trailer Court, your favorite wrestler of mine, me.
This is Warner's Wisdom with Mance Warner.
All right, people, here we go. Old Master back at it right here on the Dave Dynasty Show for another edition of Warner's Wisdom, baby. Now, it's Old Master, the Southern Psycho, King of the Trailer Court, Lairton Light Beer, Master of the Pop-Up Headbutt, Dramatic Pause, Wackadoo. Your favorite wrestler of mine, Old Master, baby. Right here, like I said, on Dave Dynasty Show, another edition of Warner's Wisdom. Old Master been out all day. I'm going to give you a recap of what I've been doing today. Now first, let me get in this real quick now. On this week, Thursday night is TPI. That's not one. IWA Mid-South, TPI. Biggest tournament going nowadays, people. On Friday night is Night 2 at TPI. On Saturday night, we got King of the Crimson Mask, Part 2, 2.0, IWA, 3 shows, well worth the money. Don't be a tightwad. Spend that money. Come out, see the best pro wrestling show you're going to see around town, people. That's just the way it is. Now, today on Warner's Wisdom, Old Master, I ain't going to give you really too much wisdom today. It's going to be, I got popcorn in my teeth. It's going to be more of just Old Master talking, telling you what I've been up to today, right? Because as always, Old Master goes out and gets in trouble. That's just the way it goes. Ooh, look, found me a $20 bill right here. Let me put that over there before I lose it. Now, Old Master, everyone knows I love drinking my light beers, and y'all know too, I love the scary movies. I was going to say the horror movies, but whenever Old Master says horror movies, everyone thinks I'm saying the horror movies. Scary movies, people. Get your mind out of the gutter there. Now, everyone's all hyped up about It. They redid It. It was it's a Stephen King book. Did a movie back in 1990. They got another movie coming out. Old Master went and saw it today. I'm going to give you the rundown. Old Master shows up to see the movie. Got my crew with me. We'll go out, go see the movie. Y'all know Old Master. Old Master always brings his light beer. I always bring me a 6-pack of light beer into the movie theater. I sneak them in there. It's just the way it's got to be. I can't help it. I like to have my beverages while I'm sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the film. Now, Old Master shows up, sold out. The movie's already sold out. So I got to go kill time for about an hour and a half before the next one starts up, right? Some light beers coming up right there. Now, so Old Master and his crew heads out to the parking lot. In a moment like this, you got to be smart, and you got a 6-pack, but you always got them cold ones on reserve in the cooler, right? So Old Master got them ones out in the cooler. I sit out there in the parking lot. We just tailgate till the movie start up, right? Good times. It's a Sunday, nice outside. Hang out with your buddies, hang out with your people, have a good time, be safe. Don't drink and drive. You always got that 1 or 2 people who don't drink. That's great. They can drive Old Master around town. That's the way it's got to be. Now, anywho, back to my story. I get back in there, get back in line. I already bought my ticket this time, so I ain't going to miss it again. Old Master ain't a dummy. I don't want to lose my cool, so I bought my ticket, go out the parking lot, drink my light beers, head back in there, head in there, 4:15, the movie going to start up, right? Go in there, get my seat. This place already packed, and I thought I was getting in there early, right? Got the rest of my light beers hidden. Underneath my sweatshirt, I'm good to rock and roll. Get in there. We got to sit down on the floor. That's the first thing that kind of sucks. Old Master, I like to sit at the top, man. My back hurts. My body hurts. I'm beat up. That's the way it is, man. Old Master took a DVD onto the floor all Saturday. My body hurts. So I got to be sitting down on the floor. Just the way it goes, man. I'm going to see a good movie. I ain't going to complain too much, right? So, Old Master getting there, get my seat, hanging out, having a good time. Buddies all down there. We all got our seats. Just so happens, the people that come in and sit next to Old Master, this is where it starts to take a turn for the worse. 2 guys come walking in wearing tank tops. Old Master is the king of wearing tank tops. They're comfortable, man. You don't need sleeves all the time. It's the way old master always puts that at the end of the day. But here is the dilemma. If you're going to wear tank tops, please, for the love of God, cooking a pizza in here too right now, people. I'm multitasking. Old Mancer, the king of multitasking. Now, as I was saying, if you're going to be rocking a tank top, for the love of God, please, I'm begging you, please, put on some deodorant, put on some spray, put on some cologne, put on something now, because these two boys that were sitting next to me smelled like, I called them the chili cheese burrito crew, right? Because they smelled like chili cheese burritos, man. Old boys weren't wearing no deodorant. They were reeking and stinking, man. Reeking and stinking up in there. Now, like I said, I have my light beers. I have me a big old tub of popcorn. I can deal with it. I get it. I'm a pro wrestler, man. People stink sometimes. That's just the way it is. But these boys were stinking like Vader up in here. But I had to refocus. I had to get my eye on the prize there. I calm myself down, pay attention. Okay, I'm right here. I'm about to see this movie. I love my scary movies. It's almost October time. I'm going to do up the whole trailer court with all the October Halloween. I'm going to have skeletons and all kinds of other... But I can't even think of the word. I've been hitting the head so many times. Decorations. There we go. I couldn't remember what I had the word to describe it. Now, okay. Old Master, let me rein it back in here. Now, so I'm sitting there. I'm trying to block out the chili cheese burrito crew sitting next to me, but it is what it is. As the movie is getting ready to proceed and begin at this point, the old thing come up, the trailers come on the screen, the little thing come up where it says, put your devices on silent and whatnot. Back in the day, they just had some punk kid come in there and read that. You know what I mean? Anywho, a family starts walking in. A mother walks in first, right? Old mama walks in. Then I see the daddy walk in. And it's very sparse seating around these places at this point. And then two kids walk in. I swear to you, I swear to the Lord above, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old had to be around that. 4, 5, 6, right around that age group right there. Then an older cat walks in. Grandpa walk in and grandma walk in. Mama and daddy is sitting over here towards the end of our row. The 4-year-old and the 5, 6-year-old, whatever it is, let's just say the 4 and the 6-year-old, they're sitting with the grandparents in front of them, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why, in the love of the Lord, would you bring a 4 and a 6-year-old in to see old Pennywise? We're talking about it. A scary movie here, people. Movie starts up within, spoiler alert if you ain't seen it or not, within about 4 or 5 minutes, they were ripping off an arm and they were killing people. Blood everywhere. Scary, man. Scary business. It freaked out. You had nightmares. That's what's going on within 4 or 5 minutes of this movie. Needless to say, Old Master loved this movie. But this is where the trouble starts to ensue at this point. Follow me along here. The kids start freaking out. Fast forward about an hour into this movie. This movie about 2 hours, 15 minutes, right around there. About an hour into the movie, the 4-year-old and the 6-year-old, they're freaking out. They starting to scream, they're crying, they're freaking out. Old Grandpappy, he starts getting lippy with the kids. He starts putting heat on the kids. And yelling at him, he's getting loud and being mean to him. Old Master, at this point, I'm drinking my light beers, I'm having a good time, but I can't take no more. I can only take so much of this. I can't take no more. This family decided to bring a 4 and a 6-year-old into this bloody, scary movie. Like I said, an amazing film. They bring a 4 and a 6-year-old into this, and then the grandfather is out here cutting a promo on these kids and yelling at him and screaming at him. I couldn't take no more. I stood right up. And Old Mancer proceeded to cut a promo on him. He got mad. And then the daddy got mad. He jumped in. And they started trying to put heat on Old Mancer. That ain't going to happen. So, I make sure I move my light beers underneath my seat. I don't want to spill them or nothing. I got my popcorn over here. I moved them over there. And then dramatic pause. I hit a big old wackadoo. I'm just kidding. I didn't hit him with a big old wackadoo. All I did was step forward and explain to this man, Old Master is coming out here on a Sunday. I got a day off from the road. I got my light beers right over there, sir. This movie is starting up, about an hour in at this point. I'm having a good time. I'm thoroughly enjoying this film. Old Master's having a good time. I would like and I would appreciate if you could not cut no more promos on these little children here. They're too scared. So maybe you take them and drop them off at home. Or maybe you just talk to them like they ain't trash and you just talk to them and calm them down on yourself, sir. He looks at me, he's heated. He's ready to rock and roll. And then old Mancher stopped and he thought. Old Mancher, he thought to himself and he said, how can I bring everyone in right now? We all have a good time. We refocus. These kids are no longer going to cry. Because if I just hit a big old wackadoo and a knee pad up, knee pad down on this old timer, I'm just going to scare the kids even more, right? So old Mancher reaches down into his prized possession of my light beers, my tall boys. I would say what brand they are if that company would put me over and give me some free light beers. Until then, I won't. So I picked up me a light beer and I gave it to old Grandpappy. I said, come here, my man. I said, grandfather, come here, brother. I gave him a light beer. I cracked open one. We smashed them together. And then I said, what you think of the film so far, though? And he said, brother, I'm loving it. And I said, I'm loving it, too. The kids could feel the positive energy that old Master was putting out, and they calmed themselves down and they sat there and they enjoyed the rest of the film. Brings me to my point here. The wisdom that I have just instilled in you is not to always just bust out a big old dramatic pause. Dramatic pause. Dramatic pause. What are you gonna do? Sometimes you gotta just chill out, think about what's happening, and walk on through that situation now. That's old Master, baby. Bringing that wisdom to you, keeping you out of slammer, keeping you out of trouble, keeping you on the path to a good time, my man. It's Sunday. You got to have them light beers. You got to buy them on Saturday. Got to be smart about that. Because if not, you ain't going to. If old Master didn't buy them light beers on Saturday, I wouldn't have none for Sunday. And then I probably would have been in a bad mood and could have gotten to a big old brawl in the middle of the movie theater. Now I wouldn't got to see the rest of the movie. Next point. 2 thumbs up. Old Master giving that movie 2 thumbs up right there. 2 headbutts. If we're going out of 10 headbutts. Hell of a film. Damn good scary movie. Don't make them like that no more, people. Most of the scary movies go straight to DVD or the old red box, and then most of them suck. This one, it was a damn good movie. Go out there and see that movie. But you got to get them light beers, and you got to get out there and you got to buy them tickets before, because it's going to be sold out. There are going to be people lining up to see this movie. It's a hell of a good movie. Now, until next time, this has been Old Master. Another edition of Warner's Wisdom. Right. I got to rewind that. I was talking too much one time. Right here on the Dave Dynasty Show, the best part of the Dave Dynasty Show. Old Master, bringing the wisdom to you. Now until next time, I see y'all next week. Have a good time. Don't do nothing dumb. Stay out of trouble. Drink them light beers. Go on over to ProWrestlingTees.com. Buy an Old Master t-shirt. Larison light beer. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Thursday night, Friday night, TPI, get out there. Biggest tournament going today. Get out there, have a good time. Buy Old Master t-shirt. Old Master going to be out there. Until then, see y'all.
Hey, Dave Dynasty here for the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, I've spent years in the wrestling business, from wrestler to promoter, and now as the host of the Dave Dynasty Show. To be successful in the wrestling business, solid training from experienced instructors is mandatory if you're going to make it today. And that's what you'll get at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling. Not only instruction from former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tommy Wildfire Ridge, but many other big-name wrestlers, managers, and referees. And it gets better. Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling will provide in-ring training and personal character training, with all practices recorded on high-definition cameras. They have over 2 tons of weightlifting equipment and tanning beds located in an indoor sports facility that will host monthly wrestling events, bringing in names big enough to ensure that you, as a beginning student, will get seen. This school has it all. For anyone interested in the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling, call 336-862-5528 today. Once again, that is 336-862-5528. Ask for Chris, and you will immediately be on your way to your career in the wrestling business. Once again, call Chris at the Tommy Wildfire Rich School of Wrestling at 336-862-5528. And welcome back to the Dave Dynasty Show. I am Dave Dynasty. Thank you for sticking with us. What a great interview there with Shawn Kemp, a young up-and-coming star. Got a huge future ahead of him. And then, of course, there was a wisdom with Mance Warner, another young Midwest star who's got a big, big future. Of course, one half now of the IWA Mid-South Tag Champions and Ted Petty Invitational participant this year. So make sure you get out there and check old Mancer out. We got a good show next week. We've got a legend, a mainstay of the Midwest for many, many, many years. We have the superstar, TJ Powers. He'll be on next week. That'll be a fun interview. That'll be great. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss us any week. Make sure you join us each week. Subscribe to us. Click that subscribe button, follow button, and do not miss an episode. You will be glad you did. And visit us at davedynasty.com for all of the links. And that is the center of the web, the center of the wheel. That is the Midwest Express universe. You can go to our Pro Wrestling Tee store from there and do that. Buy a Midwest Express shirt. Highly recommended. Wear those to the shows. Get one and wear it out there every weekend. You can also visit all of our social media links there, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. All of them, they're all there. We also have Amazon.com and HighSpots.com affiliate links. No additional charge to you, but it helps us out. So go to DaveDynasty.com and just explore, right? There's links to all of our episodes of our podcast there. So you'll be glad you did. And like we said, go out to YouTube, subscribe to us. Lots of cool online exclusive YouTube stuff, classic wrestling, audio clips, and other exclusive things you don't want to miss. So make sure you subscribe to us there. I'm getting on the ball this week, getting those interviews scheduled, or those calls scheduled, with Richard Vicek to do the Rise of the WWA episode, and with Dr. Jerry Graham Jr. to do the first installment of Graham's Gallery. So we're getting those done. Those will be out soon. We're fast approaching October 3rd. Will mark the 1-year anniversary of the Dave Dynasty Show. We are fast approaching that. And there is a poll up on Twitter asking you, what do you want us to do for that anniversary episode? It'll be a special thing. So go vote on that. Check it out. Let us hear your voice. That's all we got for this week. We'll see you next week with an interview with superstar TJ Powers. Until then, be good, be safe, be independent, and keep on growing. See ya, fans. Thank you, and goodbye.